Painting. It can be a very powerful medium of art, able to evoke a wide array of emotions. Artists have been moving their audiences through their brushstrokes for thousands of years. The medium has been around for quite some time. In fact, the oldest known representational painting was a depiction of 3 wild pigs that was found deep in a limestone cave on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi. It's dated at 45,500 years old. Throughout our history, painting has been intimately intertwined with humanity's existence. While artists have honed the ability to capture and evoke complex mental and emotional concepts, some believe that paintings can hold power even beyond our wildest imaginations. Could paintings potentially hold the ability to be haunted? Could they hold the ability to be cursed? Whether you believe it's a possibility or not, there is no doubt that artwork can be a window into some of the deepest recesses of our souls or our inner beings. If anything would have the capability of carrying a piece of us within it, artwork would be high on that list. The idea of haunted or cursed paintings had become a modern trope in many horror stories and movies. How many times have we seen a painting's eyes following the main character of a show across the screen as they investigate that spooky old mansion? And although the concept may seem far-fetched, some real-life paintings have made compelling cases for being legitimately haunted or cursed. Paintings such as this. This piece of art is titled "The Hands Resist Him" by Bill Stoneham. It was created in 1972 and since then has garnered an unusual reputation for being cursed. The painting depicts a young boy and a female doll standing in front of a glass-paneled door that has many hands pressed against it. According to Stoneham, the boy is based on a photograph of himself at the age of 5. The doorway, he says, is a representation of the dividing line between the waking world and the world of fantasy and impossibilities, while the doll is a guide that will escort the boy through it. The hands represent alternate lives or possibilities. The piece was first displayed at a gallery in Beverly Hills, California during the early 70s. It was reviewed by an art critic for the Los Angeles Times, and during its first showing, it was purchased by actor John Marley. Marley notably played Jack Waltz, a defiant film producer who awoke to find the severed head of his prized horse in his bed in one of the most famous scenes of The Godfather. John Marley kept the painting within his possession until his death in 1984. Sometime after Marley's death, the painting was discovered at an abandoned old brewery by an elderly Californian couple. It was only after adorning the painting within their home that the couple realized how truly unique this piece was. According to the couple, they would occasionally catch the characters within the painting moving during the night. Moving within the painting was one thing, but it was taken to a whole new level when they discovered that the characters would sometimes leave the painting entirely and enter the room which it was being displayed in. Obviously, this was incredibly disturbing to the owners, and in turn, they listed it for auction on eBay in February 2000. The eBay listing was fully forthcoming about how cursed this painting supposedly is. They included the above details in a series of photographs that were said to be evidence of an incident in which the female doll character threatened the male character with a gun that she was holding, causing him to attempt to leave the painting. 4 years later, in 2004, an individual who saw the story about the original painting commissioned Stoneham to make a sequel. He accepted and painted Resistance at the Threshold, a sequel that depicts these same characters over 40 years later, in the same style as the original. A second sequel titled Threshold or Revelation was completed in 2012. Several years later, a prequel painting titled The Hands Invent Him was commissioned and created. It was later obtained by the Haunted Museum in Las Vegas, Nevada in 2017. Finally, last year in 2021, Stoneham created what he says is the final painting in the Cursed series titled what remains. Although there are no confirmed stories of characters popping out of the follow-ups, who knows what sort of energy may be attached to each individual canvas. Bill Stoneham has all the paintings available for viewing on his website, and he's attached his own perspective of the story behind this unusual piece. It reads as follows. Where to begin? Well, I've always had a connection to what Carl Jung called the collective unconscious. I think we all do. Artists, especially visual artists, are barometers for the currents that run through this collective. Dreams are a common experience that people may have with this. Anyway, my own experience is a sensitivity to place, physical, geographical place. There are memories, echoes of all the life within a place. Maybe it's what's called channeling. When I painted the Hands Resist Him in 1972, I used an old photo of myself at age 5 in a Chicago apartment. The hands are the other lives. The glass door, that thin veil between waking and dreaming. And the girl/doll is the imagined companion, or guide through this realm. Both the owner of the gallery where Hands was displayed, and the LA Times art critic who reviewed my show were dead within a year of the show. I'm sure that it was a coincidence, but some of what I paint resonates with other people, opening the inner door. More basement. By the way, I still have no idea what happened to the character actor who bought the painting at the show. Editor note, it was John Marley who died in 1984, or how it ended up abandoned in a building, though I could speculate. And though this is one of the more famous examples of a haunted or cursed painting, it's certainly not the only one. Another painting seen here is known as the Anguished Man. Its artist is unknown and it's owned by Sean Robinson, who claimed that he had inherited the painting from his grandmother. The artist who had created the painting allegedly mixed his own blood into the paint and died by suicide soon after finishing the work. It's supposedly haunted and has been known to evoke very strong feelings when in its presence. Another widely known cursed painting is known as the Crime Boy. It's a mass-produced print of a painting by Italian painter Giovanni Bragolin and was widely distributed from the 1950s onwards. On September 5th, 1985, British newspaper The Sun reported that an Essex firefighter claimed that undamaged copies of this specific painting were frequently found amidst the ruins of burnt houses. It happened so much that it was subsequently investigated. The conclusion was that these prints were treated with a fire-retardant varnish that helped them survive the flames. And alongside that, the string holding these paintings to the wall would often be the first to deteriorate in a fire, resulting in the print landing face down on the floor, aiding its ultimate survival. Despite these findings, some still believe the image to be cursed and an omen of house fires. With all that being said, what do you believe? Do paintings have the capability to be haunted or cursed? Or are the stories of characters popping out of paintings just exaggerations to stoke the bidding war for certain pieces? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thanks again so much for watching and stay tuned for next week's mystery.